Hi guys, Lauren George here to teach you a little bit about Tinkercad. So first thing you're going to notice is in the middle school shared folder, in the 8th grade folder, there is towards the bottom a document titled Tinkercad Teacher Sign Up and Using. So when you double click on this, it is going to bring you to this Google Doc. So for those of you who don't know, Tinkercad is a program that is free online and works with 3D design. So this program has multiple different usages. The one I'm going to show you today is particularly for using the 3D rendering, working with the 3D printer. Now, obviously we're not going to be 3D printing, but we can still have the kids work in this program in 3D design. Scrolling down, we want to click here. Okay, so sign up. First go to tinkercad.com. If you click on this, this will take you right to the website. Once you do this, you're going to click Join Now if you have never done this before. All right, so I have this pulled up already. You are going to click Join Now. Now, so as an educator, you're going to click here. Educators start here. You're going to click I am an educator and then click agree. Now I can't do this because I already have a Tinkercad account, so I can't really create another one using the same email address, which is my school address. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to the presentation for now. All right, I showed you this screen, So what happens is after the screen, the teacher agreement, you click I agree, it will take you to this little screen, teacher account. So my suggestion is right here, sign with Google and use your Google account that you use for school. Being that it is a smithtown.edu account, it will be recognized as a school account through the program and will allow you to make the teacher choices that I'm going to show you a little bit later in the video. All right, so after you use your Google email, you're going to get a terms and privacy policy. So you want to make sure that you read this, read the terms, the privacy statements and everything. Okay, you can click the box if you want to receive emails and special promotions. I chose not to because, as most of you, my email box is now quite full these days, so I don't need any extra emails from anybody. When you click continue, it will prompt you to complete a few mini lessons. Guys, I highly suggest this because this helps you understand a little bit more about what the program does. All right, so the next page, it just goes on to show you these were some of the mini lessons, placing an object inside of another object. For each of these lessons, the instructions are going to be on the left-hand side of the screen. All right, so it goes through these. There are ones about merging objects, grouping them together. For the grouping one, it doesn't really show you exactly where to click, so I gave you a little hint right here. All right, if you want to use those and wait to complete the mini lessons for another day, that is entirely up to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on in order to set up your classes. Now, I ended up going back and logging out of Tinkercad so I can show you how to log back in. So once you finally have your account, go to sign in. I go into sign in with my Google. I choose my Google account, and there we go. So as you can see, I have a bunch of different things opened up. So when you create your brand new account, you're not going to have any of these things. You're going to have a blank gallery. Up in the top right corner is the Teach button. Click on that. All right, now my screen looks a little bit different because I've already gone through showing that I'm an educator and having this clarified. So I'm just going to jump back to the presentation for now. All right, so once you click on Teach, you're going to get a window that looks like this. Click on the dot next to Teacher, so right about here, and then click the green Apply button. All right, click on the little check next to I'm an educator, and then click Let's Go. It's going to bring you to a screen that looks like this, and then click on Let's Go to Classroom. If you don't get this screen right away, it may take a little while for it to verify that it is indeed a teacher account. That ended up happening to me. I ended up having to wait a little while. So my suggestion is do this sooner rather than later, because you don't want to create this the day before. You're going to give your kids the projects and you can't do anything because you don't have a working account just yet. So do this sooner rather than later. If you need to, you can always contact somebody for help through Tinkercad, through the help desk. But once you are logged in and your account is verified, then you are going to be able to start creating your own classes. Before you actually do that, I'm going to take you to the dashboard. So as I said, this was my home page. Here's the gallery. You have a few different options up here. Classes, gallery, which is where we are, blog, learn, and teach. So if I click on teach, it's going to bring me to a window that looks like this. So here are a few options as a teacher that you have. Now, I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but if you wanted to get to your classrooms from here, you can. You can click on Add Your Students through Tinkercad Classroom. We could also do this back at our main gallery. I could click on Classes, all right, and here we are. In order to create a new class, simply just click on Create New Class. You want to write the name of the class that you are creating. I'm creating one for my film class. So whether you're doing this for 7th grade or 8th grade or high school classes, name of the class, grades. Now this is important. If you are working with younger students, like in elementary, by giving a grade and age range, the program automatically gears the projects towards that age group range. So if you're teaching 2nd grade, it's not going to give you the same list of projects that can be completed for, for seniors. But being that my class is a mixture between grades 9 and 12, I'm just going to go right with age range of 10th grade. And it is an art class. So I put this information in and I click Create Class. Now I need to put the students in. So click on the class that you just created. I just created film, so I'm going to click on film. So right now I have no students at all. I'm going to go to Add Students. So there's a few different options here. I can type in the student's name by hand, or I can paste in a list of students. To me, this is so much easier than doing this student by student. Now what I tend to do is I go through Power Teacher or Power School. I highlight the students' names, I copy them, Control-C, and I paste them into the classroom. Click Add 12 Students. I tend to just keep it with just how the program does it. The last name, first name, easier for me. And then what happens is the computer, as you see, generates a nickname for them. Okay, so which is basically what's here. And then it adds a number at the end. So there are my students. The nickname is what students use to get into Tinkercad. Now, when you click up top here at class code, this is the class code that is generated specifically for your class. So what you would do is students would need to have this in order to log into Tinkercad. So what you could do is simply copy this page into whether you created a Google Doc or a Google Slides, or even just writing it in your Google Classroom, so that way your students know that this is their code for their Tinkercad classroom. You're also going to need to give the students their nickname so that they can sign in. I tend to put the student's name in the Google Classroom within the Google project as a private message. And here, I'll show you. All right, so here I'm in my Google Classroom. I am in the student work because I have assigned this. What I can do is I can leave their username right here. I'm going to copy the nickname. I'm going to go back into my Google Classroom. Right, I'm going to paste the student's Tinkercad nickname and then post it. So that way the student is only seeing their nickname rather than posting it in the instructions where everybody can see everybody's nickname. I just find it easier to private message them in Google Classroom. I'm going to go back to Tinkercad now to show you one of the best aspects about using Tinkercad classes. If I click on my class, say it's the end of the week, and I assign the students working on and completing all of the different mini lessons. If I click on my class, I can click on a student's name, and it will show me what they've worked on. So here is my past student, Isabel. 3D designs, circuits, code blocks. So these are just a few other things that Tinkercad has to offer. What I'm looking for is the lessons. So once I click on that, I can see the different mini lessons that she completed. Right? It gives me when they were completed. Now, like I said, this was the beginning of the school year, so this was quite a few months ago. But I can see when they were created and how she did. To get back to my classes, I just go up to classes on the right-hand side. One last thing I want to show you in Tinkercad is if I click on these boxes, this will bring me back to my page. You want to go up to Learn, the top right corner. Okay. These starter lessons are little projects that help you to learn how to use Tinkercad. And these are the first lessons that students are going to learn in the first week of using Tinkercad. By clicking on the lesson, it brings you right to it. Now, I've completed this already, so let's restart this. Yes, there we go. All right, so this blue spot is called the work plane. That's where we can drag objects, that's where we can build our creations. Off to the left, it shows the directions on what to do. So all you have to do is just follow the directions. Once you follow the directions, click Next. And there you go. It's as simple as that. Okay, and I can continue on to the next lesson. Now, once again, I highly suggest doing this, going through each and every lesson, following the directions. When you're done with the lessons, then you have a better knowledge of how to use the program, and you can better help students. I can go back to, if I click on those boxes of Tinkercad at the top, brings me right back to my page. And there you have it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. I don't know everything exactly there is to know about Tinkercad, but I can try to help you out. There are also many different videos out there that offer assistance and help with the many different aspects of Tinkercad. So, don't be afraid to also look for them. All right, that's about it. I hope this has helped you guys, and good luck.